Yo, welcome back to Just Kicking It. My name is Soy. I'm with the homie,
Polo show.
and we are first and foremost MCs. We are artists. We also do this podcast. And today's going to be a really good show. It's episode 20. Can't even believe we're already on 20. Fucking nuts. But without further ado, let's get this shit started. So for first global, we got Lil Wayne took a photo with Trump. That's pretty big news. So basically, he posted this photo of being like, "Hey, like I met up with the president. We talked about the platinum plan and like the stuff he's going to do for the community." And so he basically just met up with him, took a photo. It went on social media. I think I was scrolling on the gram one day, and I just saw it. I'm like, this looked photoshopped. I was like, this is not real. And then come to find out it is 100% real. And it's just kind of crazy. What do you think about it, Show?
Yeah, man, it definitely is. It definitely is fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
It definitely is. It definitely is fucking nuts. So, conspiracy time.
Yeah.
I think Lil Wayne got paid to do this.
Shit.
Because Lil Wayne is not a politician, guys. I've been listening to Lil Wayne my whole life. You know, maybe he has the occasional bar about, fuck Bush. He had the occasional, like, shout out Obama. But Lil Wayne's never been the dude to come out and take a picture with any president, to support whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm sorry, but you coming out and saying, yo, I support this guy like just a couple days before election is, come on, bro. Come on. Come on, bro. That's exactly what happened. Come on. Like, if I was Birdman, I'm like, guy, where's my cut? I'm not even gonna ask, like,
Birdman somehow gets some.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just in the back. Rubbing his hands.
Yeah, man, what do you think about this situation?
I don't know, man. I don't know if he might have got the bag. Who knows? Probably did. But I don't know. I saw him. He's not very political, but he definitely like helps out the community on the low. I know that for a fact. And he has bars on the Carter 3 where he talks about New Orleans and like we need to pray. Like he's always been about like the community, right? So the way I see it, and sorry guys, I'm so optimistic and probably drives people crazy, but this is how I see it. I think he met up with the president because of the platinum plan, the same thing Ice Cube just did. He didn't officially, I don't think he officially endorsed him. He just met up with him and took the photo, but that was essentially like being like, yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Like that's what I see when I see the photo. And so in my mind, I think he met up with the president and the president's team, whatever, because he is about action and he wants to get it done. And he wants to implement some plans that's going to help these poor and disenfranchised communities have more opportunity. That's not going to guarantee people jobs. That's just going to give them more outlets to get those opportunities where they can actually, instead of going and doing like dirty money shit like drug dealing or like any of that kind of stuff, there'd be more opportunities for people to like get a job and like actually make a living earning money, like that's actually good money. And like I don't know, I see it as I'm not gonna say I don't want to like besmirch Wayne because I love Wayne, bro. And I know you love Wayne to death, bro. I know he's one of your favorite rappers, so I'm sure seeing this was just like, yo, what the fuck? But at the same time, it's like
that's how I saw it, and immediately that's how my brain rationalized it. Nah, this is not Lil Wayne. This is Lil Wayne's, book agent or money management person saying like, yo, this is the move right now. Are you booking any shows anytime soon?
He has been putting out a lot of music. He must need some money. I mean, regardless, I think if it does end up being like whatever they did talk about, and if it is a positive thing that happens for these communities, I think I see that as a win.
I agree. It's just like if someone came and said like, I'll give you a bunch of money to, step out and say that,
right.
You hate babies. I
I
don't
hate
hate
them.
babies. Well, I don't, but so I don't know if I can align with that. But if you said like, yo, just go out and say you love babies, I'm like, well, that's something I align with, and now you're paying me to do it. So there it goes. So
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I don't disagree that like he's probably doing this for good intentions. It's just like it aligns with it. But I'm just saying, I'm just why is Lil Wayne never took a president in the 8 years that there was a black president in office, bro? He rapped about Obama 100 times.
Yeah.
Never took his time. Like just a couple days before the election, Lil Wayne is like, I'm Lil Wayne. Like that's the play that the Republicans have been trying. I mean, I'm not gonna act like the Democrats aren't doing it too. They had a rap battle they had some battle rappers do some freestyle about voting this last week. That was so cringe, And so yeah, it's the same thing that the Republicans are doing. Like, Ice Cube, come over here, sit. We're listening. Lil Wayne, come over here, sit. We'll listen. Just make sure you take a picture afterwards.
Yeah.
Like that's the game. That's politics. So
that's politics.
I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan. And maybe he's doing the right thing for his community. Mm-hmm. I know that that's why he's doing this. But I'm just also saying I have to question the timing of this because it's not the first time they've brought up this platinum plan.
Yeah.
I remember even Ice Cube was like, they had said they wanted to meet with me. But I told them no. I would just speak directly to I'll just continue talking to whoever I'm talking to. But because he knew they just wanted to get pictures of me so they can associate my name with dude. And even later on, like his son, I think Eric, did you see that? Like did a Photoshop picture. You gotta like look at it. Literally one of Trump's sons did a Photoshop picture of Ice Cube and 50 Cent sitting down together wearing MAGA hats. Like that's like, we couldn't get the picture, but look what I did, Dad.
Why does that feel disrespectful? I don't know why.
It is because then we hear later on, just the next week, we actually got a hip hop legend, a hip hop superstar to wear the MAGA hat and to take a picture with Trump. We did it. So that's the strategy that's going on over there.
Well, here's the thing too, man. I heard a really good point about Martin Luther King. He met up with the president at the time. I can't recall the name of the president, but the president that he met up with was like known to be like super racist. Like he said the N-word like all the time, like he was like crazy racist. But Martin Luther King met up with him because he saw like what you have, it's like he had to do that because it's going to push his agenda forward, which is to help these communities. And so that's how I see it. I see it as
and this is what I'm saying. When did this become Lil Wayne's agenda? Like I know, like you said, I know the song you're talking about, Tie My Hands or Tie Me Down. I think it's Tie My Hands. Yeah. Where he talks about Katrina with Robin Thicke, and like it's a dope song. It's about his, and I know he's about his home. I know he's about his community like that. I'm just saying, like, this is literally like I'm coming up and I'm speaking for black people of the country. I'm going to make sure there's 500. But when did Lil Wayne become this dude? You know what I mean? Like Lil Wayne is literally the dude that says, I don't know who the hot rappers are right now because I'm always like focused on my own shit. Like, come on.
He only listens to himself. But
anyways.
I don't know. Yeah, we could go on, but whatever happens, as long as it's
gonna get ugly. We're gonna see a lot more rappers in the next couple of days come out of the woodworks that we didn't know were Trump supporters all, but they're gonna come out and be like, "Yo, I've been riding with him all along." Something in me just said I have to come out and speak.
They're gonna do.
It's not the last one.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be the next guy? Watch it be like.
We'll see, man.
Puts on a hat.
He'll definitely lose fans. Right, he diss Trump, right? So that would be a backfire for sure. But this isn't the end of it. We're gonna, because last week we talked about Ice Cube, or we talked about, it's the end of it, man. So I bet you another hip hop person is gonna come out, and we're gonna be talking about it next week.
Probably. Isn't it next week the election?
Oh, exactly. Might even be the biggest one yet. Dr.
Holy
Dre.
shit. Yo, Dre. He just has MAGA written on his studio wall. Like, I've been about this.
Dre's just like Detox Friday, bro. Trump.
Yeah. If Trump wins, Trump detox. We all vote. Anything to get detox. I still think it's coming, by the way. I still think detox will be dropped one day. I
think so. I think it might be a in his will type thing, instructions after his death.
I better be alive.
All right, you guys can put out this.
I'll be 80 years old bumping detox. On to the next topic. We got Nick Cannon. He has the show. I'm not really sure what the show was, but he did this show where he was like basically ranking and like putting these guys like hip hop. It's a hip hop show. So he was talking about, he had this one topic where he said he had the M has the best flow of all time of any rapper. And it's big news because obviously they had a beef where Nick Cannon lost without even having M respond. I've never seen an L taken so hard, but good on him. I still love Nick Cannon.
I remember he dropped the diss track, and the diss track had like some bars on it. Well, no, right. He had some other rappers. He had other rappers that were barring out on the track, right? Yeah. And then he just like dropped the wackest verses on the.
He had the worst verses.
At least he had the insight to get actual rappers on the track.
He's like, well, I can't rap. These guys are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird time. That was such a weird time in hip hop. What a bad year. But I love Nick Cannon. Still, he's Drumline is the best. Yeah, it's such a good movie. But yeah, so I thought it was a cool topic because I actually don't think I agree with him. I don't think M has the best flow of all time. He has amazing flows, don't get me wrong. Like, he's definitely like up there, probably like top 5. I would say my favorite flow personally is Jay. I think he has the most recognizable, and like I feel like that's like his flow is influenced a lot of people, and I just think it's also like he does it in his head, right? So his flow is super unique, and he's always changing it up. But I was gonna see like what you thought, if you thought M is the king of flows.
I don't know, man. I think M is like just a really technical MC, I think he has a lot of flows because, he just knows how to do a bunch of different flows, So I guess if we're saying who can do the most flows, that's when Eminem wins. But I feel like who has the best flow, like Jay has a unique flow that is adaptable, It's not just one flow. It's there's a way he rhymes that is adaptable. So the flow is always changing type thing. I don't know. I would say as far as who has the best flow, I would say it's Jay because there's a unique. I feel like all his flows are his. I wouldn't say that not all of Eminem's flows aren't his, but I feel like Eminem is just good at, oh, that's a dope flow. I'm going to make it 4 bars out of my 32 bar verse. And then the whole rest of the verse doing a bunch of other different flows, It was like, yeah, shut up.
What was that song where you had like, I think it was the MGK diss, not the Kill Shot, but like Not Alike. He literally had like 6 flows on that one song. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But I think he's the king.
My
of
favorite
rhyming.
Was The Ringer on that's the intro to Kamikaze. Was just straight barring out and do you know how much I hate these chopping flow that everyone's copied? Don't stop it, yo. I love that he got into the flow to describe it and then get out. It's just such a, what is that?
So creative.
You're hearing it and you're experiencing it as well. And he's like, I get that shit out of my audio. Yeah, exactly. And he's like, just like that, just like a couple 4 bars of that and back to the next flow. So I would say he's very technical. So it's like, you can hear an M verse and like, yo, that guy can flow. Mm-hmm. But you hear a J verse and like, that guy's flow is the shit. Yeah. And so I would say Jay and I would say Biggie. And
too. Biggie. I think Biggie had.
I would have to end it there. I think if I'm comparing all this stuff, that Jay and Big had while Big was alive, I prefer Big's flow. We've grown now with Jay. Jay's definitely released more records than we ever got to hear on Big from Big. So, you know, I know more of Jay's flow now than I do from the 2 discs, you know, 2 or 3 albums of Biggie. But yeah, his flow is incredible. Like I said, it's one of those. I feel like when I discovered Biggie's music, it was just like I was just like, yo, this is I want this. I want this. What he's doing, you know. So there's definitely a uniqueness to his flow as well. So I don't know. Yeah, we could go around with this, but I would disagree with Nick Cannon. I don't think M has the best flow. I think it's got to go to yeah, Big or Jay. I don't think, or Nas is a great rapper as well, but same thing. I wouldn't give Nas the best flow, because Nas is just a great, like, he's a great rapper, like, and then he's great at assembling the rhymes, and then you just like the flow, the verse is gonna have all these different flows in it.
Yeah.
Right. It's not, but Jay is like the way the verse is put together is with the flow. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Drake got really good flows too, to be honest. He has a ton of flows.
Drake does. But is he the king of flows? What is weird in here? Well, what is the statement he said? Is he the king of flows?
He's the best. He said M has the best flow of any rapper of all time.
No, that's not true.
I don't know if he was
the best flow.
Yeah.
No. Because then that's if I'm like looking at him for the flows that are specific to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'd still give it to Biggie.
Yeah.
Or Jay.
I'd give it to Jay, I think. On the next topic, we got the beautiful. What's her name? Is it SAWEETIE?
Yeah, spelled right.
Okay, it's spelt weird. It's like
that's how it's spelled.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, she
SAWEETIE.
She had some comments, and Quavo was there, looking real awkward.
No, like he was doing his thing.
Yeah. He essentially, she said, if your man isn't buying you Birkin bags and paying all your bills, then you send him to the streets. And this came up, and we wanted to talk about it because is that the right mindset for, is that a true statement?
For the ladies in hip hop, is that a true statement? So I guess I'll go. No, man. Like, what the hell? The fuck? This is actually like a real debate on Twitter. Like, real girls are like, yo, yeah, like if he loves me, like, how can he show me that he really loves me if he's not spending his last on me?
Yeah,
I was like,
no.
that's some girls, you know. No, ladies, no Birkin bag.
I'll buy you something, but it's like that shouldn't be your number one priority. These material items.
A Birkin, I think it's just because and they say it started with a City Girl song where she's like, big Birkin bag fit about some, I don't know the bar, but people know it's like a thing. Girls in hip hop rap about it. It's a desired item among ladies. I think Drake once said he has a Birkin collection.
Yeah, I heard that. That's
that
crazy.
He's saving for his wife. You know, that's what these ladies want to hear. But yeah, these bags are like upwards of 10K, you know, 10 to 20K. I don't know. I've never purchased one or looked into purchasing one, but that's the value of these bags, you know. But they're like the most high end, I think, you know, a Louis Vuitton, a Burberry, Gucci, all that stuff will come cheaper than, you know, this bag. So this is kind of like the bag of bags. Yeah. And here we are in this situation. And I think I've seen other people talk about this topic. The real issue here while we're having a debate is like, not everyone is fucking Quavo and fucking SAWEETIE, you know? Quavo can afford to pay SAWEETIE's bills. SAWEETIE can afford to be making fucking stories about this shit. Like, for real. You know what I mean? And have no consequences, you know? Like, that's the life they're living.
If I could, I would definitely buy her a bag. If I could. I love her. But no, man. I mean, that's the crazy thing, bro. How are we gonna have these discussions like where these girls are like, yo, like you know, equal pay and like, yo, we gotta everything has to be equal, and then it's like, but you also have to pay for everything. But like, yo, like no, like it's like you can't have both. Isn't that like an old mentality too of like the man provides? I thought this new generation was running away from that, but I guess we're going back.
That I don't know. She literally said in that pay not just the bag, not just the Birkin bag. She said Birkin bags and pays the bill. So in addition to the 10K he's dropping on those bags every month, he's got paid bills.
His face at the end, he's like, "Yeah, that's how I live my life." He's afraid, but I don't know.
Yo,
dude.
so what do you think? What do you think about this situation, man?
I mean, I think if I like when I find my wife, whatever, I'm in a loving relationship, she loves me, and I'm successful, I'll definitely like buy stuff. Like obviously, like I love to give gifts, and like I don't think that should be the number one motive, though. Like, I mean, like it depends on the situation, I suppose. It depends what kind of girl you date.
If your wife is sweetie.
If my wife was sweetie, whatever you want, baby, it's okay. Here's your bills. Like, just live.
Yeah, man. That hand motion you did there, that's Quavo. That's yo, what the
that ass.
I can't complain.
Nah.
But yes. So I think we both agree that it's just kind of distasteful, you know, low key. You know, I don't know, just kind of I don't know. To me, it's just kind of like it's unattractive, you know, for a girl to want that, you know, like especially like for girls who are like, especially the girls who are like on social media, like, yo, don't even hit me up. I ain't even try to hear from you and your homie if you ain't trying to, you know, if you can't give me that Birkin lifestyle, you know.
Deal. Sounds
like,
good to me, motherfucker.
You're gonna be alone for a while, you know. You need to lower your standards, you know.
I feel like she gets paid. Like, doesn't she make good money? Like, why does she need? Does she spend anything? Her bank
video was
account's
brief,
fire, dude.
The video was brief, but she made her point.
She did. Yeah. All right. Well, ladies, if you're listening, buy your own damn bag. Busta Rhymes, the legend himself, one of the best rappers of all time, dropped an album. I skimmed through it. I didn't get a chance to like fully digest it, unfortunately. I did listen to some tracks, and I'm not gonna lie, there was a few tracks I heard where I listened to the whole thing, like, and I just kept playing it because it was so fire. There's one with Q-Tip on it. I think Dre produced it. It sounds like it. That song is fire. Overall, I'm gonna listen to it, but I'm hearing nothing but great things. Infamy hit us up in the group chat. He's like, album of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like one from the start. The album. Did you listen to the intro?
I did. Yeah.
Literally, the intro has like this whole like, yo, it's the year something. You're in this post-apocalypse. This whole, I'm like, yo, this is Infamy's fucking vibe. Like this whole like immediately starts. I'm like, this is the shit that he would love. Like this is
the world, demons.
And then just the beat selection, like this is definitely a very like hip hop album, you know. So I can see him saying that. I don't know. I gotta stay with it a bit more. But yes, it was a lot of tracks. I felt like it was pretty long.
Too long.
But I guess he's not dropped in a while, and he's a GOAT, you know, in his own rights. But yeah, I think for me as well, there was a lot of stuff to go to. I love the joint with Rhapsody. The joint with Kendrick caught my ear because like I was actually driving when I heard it, and I listened and I heard Kendrick come up, and I'm like, what? I ain't heard Kendrick in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are rapping in fucking pure form, like, you know, like
that verse. Demolished that verse.
I'm like, shit. But yeah, that shit was fire. What else? What other joint? Let me look at the track list here. We can't play anything, but
we can't fucking make money if we play something. Busta's so good at rapping though, man. I just forget.
Oh, yeah, he is. The one with Rick Ross. I
Didn't
really
hear
love
that.
that. Oh yeah, big. That's a dope vibe. Rick Ross came through, did his thing. Busta came through, did his thing. Just like a rap record, you know. Just like I want.
Yeah.
When do you get to hear like just these fucking dope verses in modern day hip hop? Like all these bullshit, they just came through with some killer verses. Who else? Rhapsody's verse. The beat was crazy. It's probably Ninth that did that beat. I gotta check, but it was like a soulful like beat. The Busta Rhymes Mariah Carey joint. I was like, damn, that's fire. And I think they were trying to just do like another because they have that baby. If you give it to me, I'll give it. And I did a freestyle to that. That was like that's a hit song by them. So I guess they were just trying to like run off that vibe. And I feel like
I thought it was the
I feel
same
like
song.
yeah, I feel like they hit out the park. That's a good. That was my only complaints. Like it sounded like they were trying too hard to recreate that moment. But I enjoyed the song. You know,
Who was I with?
it's kind of sorry. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I was with Bryson and he played that song. He's like, this literally sounds like this shit is out of 2005.
Yeah. It sounded like they were just trying to recreate that record, right? Might have just been a song they did from 2005. They just redid, right?
Probably. Yeah.
But because I felt that energy too. But regardless, I like this. I was gonna say it's kind of like Drake's "Too Good" with Rihanna and "Take Care."
Yeah.
I personally, I know you like that song, but that's how I feel about that song. I feel like "Too Good" is just like another version of "Take Care." Like they're just like, all right, let's try to do that again as best as we can. The drums, everything, like the whole vibe. But yeah, I think "Take Care" is the better version. But yeah,
it is. That sounds.
What else? I'm just looking at the ones with features, but again, I got to go through it again because there were some of the tracks, like the solo tracks, where I was just like, damn, you just barring out right now, man. Barring out like it's 1996. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like
bars
chill,
matter.
bro. But yeah, a lot of 22 songs, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. But
I
guess that's
concise, but it's okay.
That's the game right now. But I guess he's been working on. Is this the one he's been working on with Dre?
Yeah, he's been working on this for a minute. So
Yeah. So I guess it's gonna have to. It has to be a body of work like this. So, yeah, I definitely have to. Like I said, like music just drops and we talk about it, but definitely got to sit with it a bit longer. But yeah, solid listen from everything I've heard. Definitely, there's a majority of it I like, so it's definitely a good album.
Yeah, a lot of good albums this year. But yeah, I'm on the same page. But that is global news. On to national.
On to the national, and we're just gonna keep the conversation going with that Busta Rhymes album. So basically, Kendrick says in the verse, he says, "Let this new generation." Yeah, let me quote that bar.
Be careful, you might just do the entire verse.
He said, "I wrote my first bars in the car with Stacy. How bizarre my battle scars at large would lace me. Big marbles, nigga. I led this new generation. Boy, don't argue with us. Marvelous beat selectors, authors, novel spitters." Crazy verse, but yeah. I led this new generation. Boy, don't argue with us. Just on his braggadocious shit there. We ain't heard from him in a minute, and he, starts the verse with that shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so the conversation we wanted to have around this is who do you feel led the generation? Because I was actually talking to Stefan about this, and same thing. I feel like this is just the conversation had in hip hop. It's known that the three guys for the last 10 years are Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. And people usually rank it in that order as well, So, but now this is the question is who led the generation. So I guess we are arguing about that order. Mm-hmm. So who would you say led the generation for the last 10 years? This generation of hip hop.
Before I just discredit Cole, because I don't think it's him, unfortunately. That's my favorite rapper. I'll say this about Cole. I feel like he has no
classic albums. But yeah, carry on.
Got his classic right there, son. No, he's definitely I think you can see it and you can hear it in everyone that's coming up right now. That Cole was a huge ingredient in a lot of people's style. and definitely mine, and I think yours as well. And I shout out to Cole because in that aspect, I feel like he has a ton of influence in the game as of the new rappers. That being said, I think it depends how you look at it, because Kendrick only releases every 25 years, so that's how it feels sometimes. But every album he's put out has been, some would say every album he's put out has been a classic. And
some would say that.
I don't think I would, but
which one isn't a classic? To Pimp a Butterfly?
No, that's a classic, bro. Don't do this. Actually, I can't even.
You're like, you have a J. Cole classic behind you, man, but I can't see it.
Right there.
Like, is it behind Forest Hill Drive?
Stop, bro. Stop. The one behind Forest Hills Drive is the weirdest album. So when I picked up at this vinyl store, it's just this like Italian kid singing like Nadia Strada. It's really weird. Anyways,
for just to clarify for those who don't know, where this is running off a long-lasting gag that J. Cole has no classic albums,
and I disagree every time.
And Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly" is also not a classic album.
These are crazy,
which he also disagrees with. Yeah. Carry on.
So it depends how you look at it, because I mean, some people say that Drake doesn't have a classic, which we know that's not true. He might have more classics than Kendrick. But I feel like, honestly speaking, Drake is the most influential artist and the biggest artist probably of all time. And regardless, even if you don't like
word,
like, it's like you might not like his music, but you can't deny it. You can't deny it because it's the facts. And
big facts.
He is definitely like, especially if you're reading This Is Too Late, bro. Do you know how every album sounds like that album now? Like for the past like so long, when that dropped, almost all the albums that came after it sounded like very similar. And you can even hear it like Roddy Ricch, or like it sounds like that was the album that made them who they are. And so I think it depends how you look at it. That's what I'll say, because I think you could make a case for either one, but I do think it's Drake. But Kendrick Lamar is more consistent as far as quality, and he is a better rapper.
I think Kendrick is the better rapper, but I disagree with you with consistency. No, I say Kendrick is consistent, but I just feel like Drake is just more like Drake is here all the time, Kendrick disappears.
I meant as far as like the quality of albums, not like, because obviously he never drops, right? But
right. I know what you mean. Yeah, man. I feel like we kind of talked about this. I feel like you were gonna come into this with a different take, man. I thought you were gonna say that Kendrick did lead this generation.
No, I could play devil's advocate though.
I feel like you looked at it. Just like, I don't know, when even it wasn't as a no-brainer to me, man. Like when I just think about the facts, like, it's not really you have to argue for Kendrick, but there's no argument for Drake, and that's where it ends.
Yeah.
Like all the stats show it. Literally, like he has more Billboard awards or entries than fucking Madonna and the Beatles and Elvis. Like he's like now within his short lifetime. I mean, he's an older dude, but within his short lifetime, like, I don't know, he's been able to get more records than the Beatles. The Beatles' career ran a long time, on the Billboard like entries. I just feel like he's playing the game so well for a rapper. You know what I mean? The music game being on the charts. Like he's a pop star, but he's in this rap conversation with the lyricists, because he's that dude. He's the boy. So if we're talking about impact, influential, led the generation, we're using all these terms, man. Kendrick was on Drake's Take Care, one of the, Kendrick, so I feel like he definitely, like, now they're in that same conversation, but Drake definitely even gave Kendrick that platform, So it's Drake, you know what I mean? Drake was on second album when Kendrick was still trying to get on, right? So that's I just feel like Kendrick is influenced by Drake. that's how I see it. But they're all unique. I'm not trying to discredit anyone. Again, I love Cole. I love Cole. At the end of the day, like I do. But if we're having this, if I'm trying to be level, like I'm trying to be reasonable, like yeah, it's obviously Drizzy. And honestly, if it's in my book, like of who I rank, of who's influenced me, it definitely would still be Drizzy, and then J. Cole, and then Kendrick. That's that's how I see it.
That's how I see it too.
But yeah, maybe it's because Kendrick isn't always here. Like, because when Kendrick drops, like just like when you drop this verse, I'm just like, shit, man, who's killing this shit like this? Oh, it's fucking Kendrick.
It's the god.
I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. So we talk about Kendrick all the time, and this becomes like a myth. And then you hear him rhyme and you're like, oh shit.
Like, dude,
right.
You know how hard it is to get a Kendrick verse? It's like trying to get an M verse. Like, even Reason was just talking recently about how like he literally only got Kendrick's ad libs on a song. He couldn't get a verse.
Damn.
He's on TDE.
But I heard that record. I thought the record was dope. I thought it was just like a TDE like marketing move to not like actually, because then Kendrick doesn't actually get credit on the songs, right?
Right.
And it just looks like your album is moving normally. Like J Rock won a Grammy Award for that record win. Win. Yeah. I think that was best rap performance or something. But that had Kendrick ad-libs all over it,
That's dope.
But it's still
he won a Grammy. That's fucking sick. That album's awesome too.
That was his first Grammy.
That's such a great album. That's one of my favorite albums from TDE, is Redemption by J Rock. I love that.
Word. That is a very solid project. That J. Cole track. I just remember listening to that. I remember when it came out, and I remember like, yo, top to bottom, this is like very solid. That was 2018. Very solid project.
Crazy too.
But yeah, so I think we can talk about this. At the end of the day, that's why we always say them together, because we have it's just a mutual respect for all three of them. They're all like, J. Cole said it, like, why can't they acting like two goats can't coexist? Well, three in this case. And that's how I see, the three-headed goat. But if to answer the question, yeah, we're giving it to Drizzy. That's why this is also in the national segment.
Because we knew.
Because yeah, facts. All right, Russ demands respect.
Again?
Yeah, he says that no one can compete with him in his lane but Drake.
Because of his like diversity?
Because he'd be dabbling in all those, he'd be getting on that Caribbean wave, getting in his bar zone sometimes, making these lady tracks. I think that's what he means. So he says, yo, I demand respect, man. No one can fuck with me but Drizzy. Do you think he's right? Do you think like the game should show him more respect? Like, yo, man, this boy holding it down. He really could be the next Drake. If Drake was to go away today, like, we're gonna have to look to Russ. I wanted to see what you'd say to that statement. No. You're just
I don't know, dude. I think he's a dope artist. I think he's really dope. I think his music is really fire. But man, like, that's such a big statement. And
it is.
I know what he's saying. He always talks about how he does all this stuff himself, like mixing and mastering and beats and writing, which is a dope talent. And that's really, like, he did a mix for Snoop's album earlier last year, I think. Anti-Pain. Like, that's pretty awesome that they asked you to mix the track too. So it's like, I don't know. I see it as he's a rapper, He wants to be considered a GOAT, obviously. I think he already probably does. I think he just needs more time in the game, bro. Like, you're still new to the game. I know it's been like 3 years now, but it's like, man, you're talking about Drake.
Yep.
And like, he's been in the game 10 years plus.
Drake is all our fathers.
We are his sons.
I've seen interviews where he's like, yeah, Russ is, he definitely grew up listening to Drake. Like that's what he was listening to, like when he was like on the come up. That's who he was trying to like, envision himself to be like, So it's like,
you could hear
we're all his sons, that's the correct statement. Like,
yeah, I think have this conversation again in 7 years from now when Russ has been in the game for 10 years and he sells an album that goes 10 times platinum, or he does a record that goes 10 times platinum, or
he has platinum records. Well, 10 times. 10 times is specific. Diamond is very specific. You are right.
I just think that's a different conversation. Like when you get a diamond record, you're just in a different stratosphere. Like you're miles above everyone else. I think.
What did M say on
that cipher?
No, it's a bar off Kamikaze. Like a wedding band, you gotta be at least diamond to climb in the ring.
It's pretty hard. That's a very select few people. But yeah, I think that's a conversation I think that's a statement he can make if he can back it up. And I know what he's saying, and I do think he does get disrespected. I mean, there was the whole first 2 years of him being in the game. It was like everything was an L. Like
I do feel like
and see it. Like Russ took an L somehow.
I do feel like I know what he's saying. Like what he's trying to say is the statement is, yo, I don't know how else he could have said it. Like, yo, I'm in a lane with Drake, because I guess there's just no way for him to say it without seeming like cocky, but but I get what he's saying. He's like, yo, I'm in a, no one can compete with me but Drake. I get what he's saying. It's like I'm diverse in all these different sounds, just like Drake is. Like Drake, exists in all those different lanes. I think the thing is, there's a lot of hate towards Russ. I don't know if he's because he's a white dude. I don't know, but that can't be it, because hip hop loves other white dudes. But I just feel like since he's come into the game, like the game just hates him, and yeah, you know what I mean? There's definitely for a while there was just like a fuck Russ campaign. That's like literally like a hashtag.
I went into it. It was like indoctrinating me.
Like it was like I literally knew. I think I knew of that hashtag before I ever heard his album. That's so messed up. Like,
who's Russ?
But I think it's just because he came out like with like, just like you said, like he always came out with that, yo, I mix it, I produce it. This whole album is me, no one else. And it's just kind of like, all right, good. Like no one wants to like pat you on the back if you you have that kind of attitude. You're just like, it's all me, 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 me. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of, they brought it up on Everyday Struggle. It's kind of like, just because he came out with that whole like, yo, I do everything, he kind of, just the way he came out, it just maybe rub people the wrong way, just put a bad taste in people's mouth. And then I don't know what he did, something specific. I think he said he was wearing a shirt. I watched an interview where he said he was wearing a shirt where he said like doing drugs is bad, or fuck kids that wear drugs, something along that line. But it was taken to mean like kids that do drugs like Lil Peep, like, or are suffering or like stupid or something, like this, he was it was making it seem like he was insensitive to them or whatever, like kids that are overdosing, whatever. But I think the shirt was supposed to just be like, yo, people that are rapping about this lifestyle, blah, 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 it's not cool. I think it was just taken the wrong way. And that's what started the Fuck Ross campaign. But that campaign just started so early in his career, it was just like synonymous with Russ. It was just like, yo, you checked out this guy Russ? Isn't it that dude we should hate? Like, that's literally, And so here he is, 3 years into the game. He's dropped some good albums. He's selling records. Everyone knows him. He's that dude. And he probably should get more respect. But I think there's just that, like, who's going to come out and be like, yeah, Russ is that guy, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, and so that's it, just be happy you're in the game and you're eating, bro. Like that's all you can ask for, bro. And you're right. Maybe if he just keeps his head down and just keeps grinding and he gets that one, we're looking at him in a different light. You're like, yo, that's the next Drake.
I hope he never gets a diamond record, just so we don't have to hear him talk about it.
See, this is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. It has nothing to do. People just hate Russ. Like, it's just like, people hate to see him win. Like this, it's just, we could. People are looking at the facts and like, you know what? You are pretty comparable to Drake, but I don't want to say that to you,
Yeah.
you fucking idiot. You know, that's exactly what you.
That's what just happened just now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're just trying to figure out like why do people hate Russ, and you just are like, yo, I don't want to even. I don't want to have to deal with him winning.
I don't want to come here and be like, oh, congrats on a diamond.
Yeah.
Still ass. No, he's the best. Like, he's actually awesome.
Yeah. He's actually, he makes great music. We actually, you know what I mean? Like, so it's not that, but I think you know what I mean? There's definitely like that it's so fucked up. Like when you think about it, it's literally like the culture of hip hop. Like that's kind of his vibe in hip hop. It's like, yo, that's the dude we hate, but he gives good like independent game.
He does give great game.
Yeah.
I respect him for that. He's always given out game. It's actually really helpful advice. Like I've actually taken and implemented some of his advice, and it's like, and he does do like financial advice too. Like it's actually really cool what he does. I guess in a way I could see him be like, yo, I'm literally giving everyone all this shit. Like I do great music. Like what? He's like, why am I hated?
Yeah, I'm just trying to like think. I'm just like, yeah, I'm thinking, is there something else? But yeah, I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm talking about. People just don't like the dude. I don't know why.
It's okay, man.
It's sad, man, because if I was like on your team, like your management, you know, your label, we'd be trying to figure this out. Like, bro, why don't the people like you? You know, like you're selling out all these shows. You can do Staples Center, so he has fans. People love his music, but it's like the culture doesn't like him. You know what I mean? I don't know how that equates.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
I think he just needs a Drake record.
He needs a.
That's what this is about. Because I remember a long time ago, well, not a long time, but just maybe like last year, he was like, "Yo, tell all of my fans, go like comment." It was like on his story, "Go comment on Drake. Tell him I got a record that I need, like he can be on, and it's gonna be a hit." Do you remember that?
I don't remember that actually.
Yeah, he did that. I think I saw Academics. Someone was reposted.
Word.
But yeah, that was a while ago, and yeah, I just think he's, I just think he just wants to be in that conversation. I think that's what it is. He just wants to be in that. I feel like he's left out a lot of like if we're talking about the new guys like Reason and JID. I think those are the people you'd put in his class, right? Like as far as the rappers.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when we just talk about the hip hop now, you know, people never bring up Russ unless, you know, it's something he's doing something by himself, you know what I mean? I think he's just trying to be part of the conversation more than anything else.
I think he deserves to be.
And I think so as well, you know? So yeah, I think, he needs to work on his personality probably is what it is. Yeah. I can't think, I'm just like, I don't know why, like, because I'm worried too. Like, why, how can you just have a career? You wanted this your whole life, you get in the game and everyone hits you for no reason.
Oh man.
That's messed up, but yeah. Hopefully he figures it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for our national news.
On to local. We saw this conversation take place on the Joe Budden podcast. Or like, thank you for content. So they said, what's the most impactful album of the past 15 years? Which is a good conversation. I feel like there's a few albums. There's so many albums that are impactful. We're definitely going to go to Drake first. Obviously, that's the first person that comes to mind. So Far Gone.
Because we're just having a conversation about who led this generation. But yeah, definitely Drake, So Far Gone.
Yeah.
You know, Drake, So Far Gone for sure. They said Kanye's 808s and Heartbreaks. 100%. I believe that. I think that's the current auto-tuning rapping over 808 trap beats is 808s and Heartbreaks. You know, that was the basis of it. You know, so the current climate of the game is that album. So yeah, that's as far as influential, 100%. Yeah, I guess the word is impactful.
Impactful.
So like that's why it's like Dark Twisted Fantasy is definitely a classic. Probably his best, his most, I don't know, his best body of work, if you want to call it that. Sure. But I wouldn't say it was the most impactful. And what was the impact from that? You know, we can pinpoint the impact from 808s and Heartbreaks. So that's why I would say that's the impactful one. So Far Gone for sure. Because that began the mixtape wave. Or I mean, there was a mixtape wave before that, but more people were getting into mixtapes because of that mixtape and the whole like, you know, moody singing, rapping shit. Because The Weeknd came after that.
Right.
And then Bryson Tiller and Party Next Door and this whole other sound.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like that, like rap albums that if that album didn't come out like this, there wouldn't be a whole like sub genre of artists that came after that album. I think College Dropout, 100%. College Dropout, because College Dropout definitely gave birth to J. Cole, myself. I'm sure I never heard Kendrick really talk about College Dropout, but I know Drake. Drake said that Kanye is his favorite artist. So
it's a weird relationship.
Yeah, sad. He just listens to the song, punch in the air. Listening to his favorite song.
I hate that. I love this. Nah, I just recently watched the interview with LeBron where LeBron interviewed Drake. They were getting haircuts. And they were talking about that and like how like Kanye was like definitely on some snake shit, man. That was pretty messed up. And he still
I saw in the Rap Radar podcast, like they asked him like I think he was asking specifically Pusha T. But he was like, would you ever be, you know, willing to like mend relationships with this person?
Yeah.
And Drake he just goes off on this whole like, you know, I'm the kind of person that always believes, you know, he just started saying this whole thing. But anyways, at the end of the day, he's like, yeah, but no. Like no, that's done. Yeah, it's over. And you know that 100%. And yeah, you can the whole that's kind of the whole world knew about your kid because of that dude, you know, like he took that away from you.
Bro.
That's a reason to be petty.
Man, like he literally he was trying to ruin Drake's entire plan and like his whole brand. He literally had he sent Pusha T like a hitman for the hire to like bait him. Plan, bro.
Hitman for the hire. No, but you're very right. You're very right. I don't think he can forgive him. I don't think that will ever happen.
I don't really want to say
how did we get to this?
I don't know.
Are we talking about impactful albums?
I like that this is local. It just has nothing to do with local. Dude, I don't know. It just popped in my head because that beef was so awesome. That was one of my favorite moments in hip hop ever.
I think so, man. Yeah.
And the albums were fire. Like all the albums that were dropping too, like around it, like everything
was
albums? Fire. There was the 4 Kanye albums where he did like the 7 tracks.
Oh yeah. Word.
Scorpion dropped, and like literally, like if it wasn't for the beef, we wouldn't have got like half that album. Like that album probably would have been pretty bad.
Word. Kanye's album?
No, Scorpion, because like like a bunch of those tracks were like
right
after the beef.
I don't know. Like I know like Mob Ties, like some good tracks were done after, but I feel like
8 out of 10.
I don't know if I agree with that statement that a bunch of because we probably would have gotten a more concise body of work. You know,
I can't.
Had it not gone that way.
I need that song.
Well, Nonstop didn't come till after.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, I think it's also just because we heard it in this format. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's widely accepted that the first half of Scorpion is Flames.
Yeah.
Like that's the rap side of Scorpion is Flames, and then it was just kind of like I don't know. There were just some throwaways on that second half, for sure. But yeah, let's get back to this impactful album. So we've said Drake's So Far Gone mixtape for sure. That's an impactful body of work. We've said Kanye West College Dropout or 808s and Heartbreaks, but even College Dropout, man, because that really spun the whole soul sampling. Really,
Yeah.
that took it to the next level.
He's really good
so-
at doing that, man. Kanye, he finds like a certain sound and he almost like introduces it to hip hop, and then hip hop's like, all right, this is the way it used to be like that. And then he started just, I don't know what he started doing. He started just making music. But I thought that might happen when Jesus is King, because the beats on there were nuts. But the beats on that album, man, are so sick. But it just didn't have the impact that I thought it might. I thought there was going to be a lot more people going with that sound.
Jesus is King.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the mess. It was like, what is it? Was it secular or non-secular?
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, non-secular. It's just like, yo, you've literally always made music about, the fucking raunchiest shit, and here you are.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm gonna make music for God. And so it's like, obviously, it's not gonna connect well with the, people that want to play. Even there was some shit there that slaps, and you want to play in the club, but it's like, nah, this is, you fucked it up. So yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean by that, but I don't know. I just feel like we don't really look at Kanye as like an artist, as a musician too much anymore. He's kind of just become this like celebrity person, he's trying to become the president, exactly. He's like a socialite. That's this huge, famous dude that we know, the Yeezy brand. These are the things that we know him for now. It's not so much music, I feel. There used to be a time when, exactly. There used to be a time when, if Kanye dropped or if Kanye is about to drop, it's going to be like, oh, it's going to feel like Drake is about to drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. And people speculate that that's really what the issue is between Drake and Kanye. It's just Drake.
Just jealousy.
Kanye just can't handle Drake's success. Or yeah, that's what he even said in that interview. It's just like there's something within, like, with me that just deeply bothers him, that I I don't know what it is. Like, yeah, I can't help him.
I hate that he told Drake Cole and Drake that they need to apologize to him.
Yeah. He's like, yo, and that was like in the midst of his whole like, let's get all our masters back. Yo, guys, apologize to me so we can get this ball rolling. Like,
You're the one deceiving everyone.
Like, that's just a side note.
I'm starting to look at your rebrand as just that. I don't even know if you're actually born again. Nah, I think he is. But
who?
Kanye.
Who?
His new rebrand of like God.
I think well, if you watch the interview, I thought it was pretty genuine. It looked like he definitely, I believe he's committed himself to God. I believe he is this person that he's saying. But one thing he did say in the interview was, man, I don't know how we got here. But anyways, one thing he did say in the interview was just that he, like, religion now is what guides him, is you know what I mean? He's given himself to God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and basically this, what am I trying to say? He said this specifically. He said that he's no longer ego driven, right? Did you see the point where he said that? Like, he's no longer, I'm not, all these things I'm doing, it's not about Kanye's ego anymore. Now I'm just a vessel for God. I'm Moses, And what I'm saying is, him just even with that whole like, yo, let me get everyone's masters back, but y'all gotta apologize to me. That's still Kanye there. That's not God's vessel. That's still fucking petty ass Kanye.
That's not God's vessel. That's all. Kanye.
I don't know. That's kind of like, so I mean, because you just brought it up, like, is he being genuine? Like, I believe he is being genuine, but it's like, but Kanye's Kanye, we know Kanye for that ego, so that ego is still there. I think in his mind, it's like, I've killed all ego. There's not a slither of ego left in me. I'm now just a vessel for God. And all these things I'm doing is so that, I'm just hands for God on earth. That's literally how he sees it. But it's kind of like, come on, Kanye. Talk about yourself for 3 hours. You're trying to be the president. Like, I don't know, bro. You're trying to get
the world, bro. Like, clearly. I hope he does. Because the world is in shambles.
Yo, so we definitely drifted the fuck away, but I was just gonna say, like, what name? Okay, so we said Kanye has some impactful ones. Drake has at least one impactful one. Who else has an impactful
Those guys are so like they just drive the genre.
album.
They literally, for a long time, it was like Kanye was the one that was driving.
It is true. I felt like
hip-hop.
Drake, like I just said, like when Drake is about to drop, it feels like when Kanye was about to drop during like the Good Friday days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like they just took each other. Like, well, Drake just obviously came and took what Kanye was in hip hop. He's now like that person. That might be what's affecting him.
I don't know.
Some people also say that Drake might have been with Kim.
Man.
I don't know. I feel like if that's a thing, that I can see why that would piss off Kanye, and he'd be consistently trying to sabotage Drake on the low. Like,
so chill.
I can see Kanye being. Well, no, I'm not saying that he did that during like when they were married. Like, Kim was around. Kim got around before. Kim was notorious for hooking up with rappers before this shit. So I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know, right? I've seen that speculation before.
Yeah.
I don't know what their beef could be. I would say Kendrick has an impactful album, man.
Good Kid.
Yeah, I would say that album.
Impactful.
Yeah, but who? Like, all right, what is the family line from that? Like, what came from that?
Shit. I think it was the storytelling that he put. I don't think we're gonna see it. I don't think we see it right now, but I think in the next like 4 or 5 years, we're gonna start seeing the influence. Because I think he's. I mean, mine. I think my like album that I'm gonna make is gonna be in a similar style as Good Kid, Mad City. Like that, I'm saying that now. Like it's gonna be obvious that I didn't bite it. It's like, yo, that's so sick. Like I want to tell a story like that. Just do it in a different, more unique way. Logic tried to do it, but he was on the. He just the story was so like it was just too much, and it didn't make.
What are you talking about?
Like Logic, like when he does albums, he was like was under pressure. He did that where it was like a story within it. Same with everybody.
Like the skits
and the incredible true story. He took that.
I like the one. It actually just popped into my head the other day. There was a skit on a Logic album where dude dies and like he's having a conversation with God.
Yeah, that's.
And God's like, "Yo, I was you," or you were everybody. I knew you. You don't get it. I just remember thinking, "Yo, that's so like trippy." Like it was like but it was such a really like it was an interesting perspective of like what God is and like heaven and life. Yeah. But yeah, I really liked that skit. I thought that skit was really well done. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like he definitely tries to have like stories going on, but yeah, it's usually not. I know them for the bits and pieces. I don't know them as there was a continuous story going on in that album.
The one I thought was dope was The Incredible True Story. I think that to me that's an amazing album. I love that album. But he has like the where they're flying in space and they're like talking about the album while the album's playing. And,
yeah.
I thought that was pretty sick. But yeah, dude, I think Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City is going to be in the next 4 or 5 years is going to be super influential. I just think it's such a complex body of work. It's like people are still going back and hearing this shit, like, and it's so detailed, So I think artists like shit, man. I think artists like us and artists in the city and like the newcomers that are going to be in the game soon are going to have that album as a key ingredient. But maybe I'm saying nothing and it won't, but I think so.
I think so. So yeah, those are 3. Drake, Kanye West, and
Kendrick.
And Kendrick, yeah, and Kendrick. Yeah. Damn, that's all we can think of? I thought
what else
I'll be able to come up with more. Does Jay have any impactful albums?
I mean,
I guess The Blueprint.
Oh, The Blueprint. Dude, I listened to that again the other day. That album is so good.
The question is of the last 15 years. The Blueprint is not within the last 15 years.
When was that? 2000?
2001.
Yeah.
The Blueprint dropped when 9/11 dropped. As fucked up as that is.
Yeah. It's a crazy sentence. But it's true.
Yeah.
But I do think The Blueprint is really impactful, but that is too far back. What
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
man?
That's what I'm thinking. Like 15 years, and we can only think of 3 people. People should get medals. Like,
I guess like um God, I don't
I think
know.
J. Cole's mixtapes, man. J. Cole's like Friday Night's Lights.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe
That's an impactful project, wouldn't you
it
say?
is. I think so. The
J.
rapping,
Cole needs to get that on the platforms
he
so that
does.
he can have a classic.
Yeah,
You know, I'm just a
so that I
fan.
can
You know,
listen to it. I don't have to
I'm
go to
just rooting
Audio
for
Mac
him.
anymore. No, I don't know, man. I think like one of the like Lil Uzi Vert's album, even though I don't like it, like I think it's Lil Uzi Vert versus the World. That was pretty impactful as far as like he like started like he is of the ilk of 808s and Heartbreaks, but that album I think a lot of people were copying him for a long time.
I don't know if I've heard that one. I think I've heard Love Is Rage too.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
not a
one that
big
has
fan, but I could
XO.
see the influence he has on people. And he's talented. He's a talented dude.
Young Thug, I would say, is an influential person. Like I
That's a
always
good
see
one
people
too.
saying, like, so, but does Young Thug have an album that was like, yo,
I guess the barter is it the car? What is it? The barter 3?
is
What's
that
the
the
one?
one?
Yeah. Well, that's the one I like.
Oh man, there's one I like. I think it's called Slime Language. Slime Language 3.
Okay, he has a lot of
And
albums.
he has an eye patch on. I think that's just crazy fire, man. I think that's like that was when I stopped like knocking whatever he was doing because like it's like an EP, but all 5 of those tracks are like bangers.
He also has the one where he's in a dress. Remember that? That's a dope.
Oh yeah, Jeffrey.
That's a
And like all the track names are like artist names.
yeah. I love that.
It was
album.
interesting. I don't know. I just like.
The
Can you
dress.
remember anything from that album though?
There is one song where I think it's called Jeffrey. I think it's the title track.
Jeffrey, you want do you want to pee
Yeah.
bump bump?
Wait, no, that's more life.
Oh no. You need to give it up for someone. Yeah, that's more life. What am I? The song I'm thinking of sounds like that though.
I think he says Jeffrey like Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeffrey, Jeff, and it's Wyclef is on that song as well.
Yeah, it's a really good song.
That's yeah. But no, I do. I just the fact if we can't remember the name of the album and any song on the album, then it was not impactful, bro. Like,
I just think of the albums I like from him because we never really big up those kind of guys.
Yeah. Word. Oh, bro, Astro World.
Oh, Travis Scott.
Would you not say Travis Scott's Astro World?
Yeah.
Would you not say that was an impactful rap album?
For the beats, 100%.
For the beats, for everything on it. Like I just feel like there's no way to describe that album but impact, dude. They gave him the key to his city that year. He built an amusement park in the city. I remember he went on one of the like largest tours anyone's ever done. Like even the tour that they had at his festival, like man, they said like a couple people died just because of the mosh pits. I know that's fucked up to say, but that's just how lit it is in there, you know, because you know how you see how it gets. Like you can get if you're just too drunk and you fall on the floor, you can get trampled on, you know, or whatever, you know, or just it is fucked up, and you have to like carry people out. I don't know, yeah, but
Travis Scott show.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. They have to like. It's a real thing, man. Like this is actually something. So it's like, yeah, it's fucked up. But I don't know. I guess it's like I don't. Do you advertise that? It's like, yo, I want come to my show. 2 people died at the last one. That's how lit it was.
You're so lit, you died. No.
Some people might be interested in that, man.
There are definitely some people like I'm ready to die.
Yeah, definitely not something to joke about. Like for the people who got like for the people who lost their lives at this concert, but it is
R.I.P.
It is definitely. I feel like I can see it being a thing that people will be like, "Yo, did you see that? Like 2 people got like killed because Travis Scott's last show was that lit. We got to go when he passes through town. You know, make sure you have your neck brace and shit." Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Everyone's body. Like, someone has.
Everyone's just ready, like not. You want the way to do it if you're at one of those concerts. You gotta go with a large group of friends, and you guys all have to be like linked arm the whole time,
Yeah.
and that's how you like watching the show. Just so if anyone gets knocked, you like pull homie up quickly. Yo, I won't let you fall.
He's like, everyone put your hands up. Everyone in sync. Yeah.
Well, safety first. I do think Astro World is definitely one of them.
I love the beats are.
I don't know, man. Like I've always yes, Coffee Bean is a great record.
Sorry.
I've always been someone who doesn't fuck with Travis like that.
Yeah.
But that album, I don't even listen to that album, bro. Like, not to be honest, but I don't know how else to describe that album if not impactful. That's the word I would use to describe that album. You know, because definitely everyone caught a vibe from that. Like, I feel like everyone's still trying to like replicate beats off that and shit. That's the beats on that were definitely the wave in the industry, but then he just made like a standard. All right, these are all the beats that you guys can use for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
If you guys are trying to make this music, like you want to do this kind of track, you just need to look up Coffee Bean type beat. You want to do this. What's the one with him and Gunna? This one type beat. That's definitely a type beat. What is the song with him and Gunna on that album?
I don't remember the name. It's hard though, isn't it?
But it's literally a song that, like, the flow and the way the song is set up is like Lil Baby has the same song with Gunna called Sold Out Dates.
It's the same.
Sold Out Dates. There's the same flow, same, like, I remember seeing a meme was like, yo, Travis is like, yo, Lil Baby, can I copy your homework?
Yeah.
Lil Baby's like, yeah, cool.
Dude. Yeah. Gunna definitely has a flow. But he's pretty good. I like him. He's actually pretty sick.
All right.
I dropped the top.
I'm
dripping like hot sauce. You know that song? That's just fire.
But yeah. No, I didn't know that was a song. I thought they were just mocking his flow.
No, actual bars.
But yeah.
I dropped the top off. I'm dripping like hot sauce. I bet I'm an eat now.
All right.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I like it.
It always sounds good with the melody, right? It always sounds a lot better. But when you did the beat, oh, I can see how this verse picked up.
You're like, shit.
It was like, not those bars. You didn't spit those.
I'm dripping like hot sauce.
I'm like, yo, let me hear your verse. But yeah, I think we spent too long on this here topic, bro.
Dude.
What was you saying?
No, I was going to agree with you.
Yeah, we've been on this topic for a while. Yeah, there have been a lot of impactful albums. Yeah, man, it's right because we gained an hour today.
We did?
Or lost an hour? Yeah, you don't have any physical clocks? You still didn't find your phone?
I'm texting right now from the people I saw last night. I think it's at their crib, but they're not getting back to me. I can only hit them up on Instagram I got a message. Hopefully, I'll give you the news now. All
right. So, yeah, those are the impactful albums. I'm sorry, this segment was weird. Onto artist motivation. Our artist motivation today is going to be Kendrick Lamar. Why Kendrick Lamar? Because Kendrick Lamar is always consistent. Just the quality of the music, man. Like just the consistency that gets put into the albums. I just feel like I felt the energy from this verse. You know what I mean? This Buster verse. I still have to go back and digest it, but I feel like the takeaway I get, and I watched that one video you sent a long time ago. That's like the mind of an MC, or not. It wasn't too long ago you sent that, and it was just like Kendrick, like the way, and it was Royce profiling like all the different rappers, right? And it was just like Kendrick is like he's a lot like me, like the way Royce said it. He's just gonna, lock himself up and craft until the art is perfect, and then he's gonna put the body of work out. you know, and I just feel like you hear that, you know, you hear that when he raps, you hear that in this one verse. I haven't heard a Kendrick. I think he did like a song with a dude, like a feature earlier this year. Where it was like a pop thing or the hair. Let me touch something about my hair. You know what I'm talking about? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what verse you're talking about.
He did a song. I think the artist is on TDE, and the song is called like "Good Hair." Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, the verse is fire. I haven't heard Kendrick rap in like 3 years, you know, and just hearing him rap when I heard that verse come up, I was just inspired because I can tell, like, I can just tell, I just know the amount of time, you know, Kendrick puts into his craft. You know what I mean? And it's why Kendrick has this reputation in the game. You know, we were just saying like all his albums, and I forgot to ask you. You said like which one of his albums he's put out
one.
isn't
Maybe
a
Section
classic
80?
since
That's a mixtape.
I consider it's an album that was put out without a major, but I consider the debut album, as we all do, to be Good Kid, Mad City. So Good Kid, Mad City.
Classic.
Yeah. What comes after that? Pimper Butterfly,
Classic.
and then Damn.
Is Damn a classic?
I think it's all classics, bro. I think so, bro. 100%. It was nominated at the Grammys that year, alongside 444.
Yeah.
And it won.
That was a good year.
And a lot of people didn't, even Jay didn't. I mean, obviously Jay felt away, but even Jay was like, you know, I felt like he took it like, you know what, I can respect that. You know, if anyone else is gonna take it from me, because 444 was a lot of people say that's Jay's best album or best album in years. So I just remember thinking it could have gone either way. Yeah. And yeah, Kendrick got it, and I don't know, just a look to be in that category with Jay when he had like a masterpiece damn near. So anyways, the point is Kendrick always has great bodies of work, and it is because he's an artist at heart, and in mind as well. You know, he's going to take the time and put it into the craft and put it into creating a great body of work. And I was just doing this on the fly, but that's the artist motivation today, is be like Kendrick, who is someone that's going to put that time into the craft and, you know, really create something that's, you know, damn near a masterpiece. Yeah, you know. Word. So yeah. We're now at our conclusion here. Yeah, that was this episode, Just Kicking It, with Polo Show and Soy. Thank you for checking it out. I feel like this is a longer episode than our previous weeks. But I think we had some fun. We had some good topics. I'm gonna have yeah, I don't know how we got to some of those topics. How did we start talking about Drake and stuff? Like, yeah. Anyways, we'll have to get to that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it.
If you're here,
follow us.
Like, good job.
If you made it here, yeah. Follow us on Lifted Ones on Instagram. So lifted_ones, and follow me on Instagram, Poliano_DA_Don.
Follow me
and
The Only True Soy.
Yeah. And we also make music, guys. I go by Polo Show on all streaming platforms. And that is Soy. And yeah, check us out.
Word.
Till next week.
Peace out.
Peace.